Can I get 1 clap? Can I get 2 claps? Can I get 3 claps? Alright, I'm sorry that was cheesy, but we're talking to our future teachers of Alabama. So today, we're going to be talking just a little bit about motivation, just how to get through these next 4 years of college if that's in your educational plan, or just helping you land that job that hopefully is right around the corner. So
my name is Bailey Wakefield, and this is Anna Castleberry, and we are career coaches with Limestone County Schools in Athens, Alabama, Limestone County, North Alabama area. So that's where we're coming from today. But we are both aware that it's been a crazy year, rough, weird, awkward, just really hard to navigate.
Absolutely.
We're adults working a full-time job, and even we understand the struggle, so we can't imagine being a senior right now and just everything that you're going through with decisions and all of that. So today we just really wanted to encourage you and try to motivate you a little bit to finish out the school year strong. I think we both can admit we lack motivation some days, and so in order to keep each other motivated, you have to have accountability to other people in your life. So we're just going to kind of talk about some things really quick, and then we're going to end with a really cool video. So, Anna, how much in person was your master's class for education?
So when I was looking into getting my master's, I realized all the courses said they were online, the whole thing. And it was about 30 hours of coursework, and every single class that I did was online. I had never met any of my professors or any of my classmates while I was getting that. So obviously online classes, it's a huge thing now. That was a master's program, but y'all, I promise, online classes are even more and more prominent now, even with undergraduate classes. So they're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
I don't see it in the future ever leaving education, and I'm sure y'all kind of see that even being seniors. There's a lot of telecommunicating going on right now. So
the last 2 years of my bachelor's were completely online. And it was a weird adjustment going from like being in the classroom and having a teacher in front of you constantly. I think a lot of us are used to that coming out of high school, but the longer you progress, especially in education, if that's your plan, you have to learn to be flexible and adaptable. If that means completely virtual or completely online, and that's just something you got to do, which, again, we are aware that virtual is a struggle for a lot of people, and so we get that, but there's no excuse to not try or lack of effort, because, like she said, like, if you plan to become an educator, there's going to be at least a season within those 4 or 5 years where you're going to be forced to do a lot of online work.
Yeah.
So,
that was pre-COVID too. Like, that was pre-COVID, and we had online classes, and this is during COVID, so you can bet that there will be a few online courses, if not at the end, especially in the beginning, while we're still in this unpredicted time. So how do we stay motivated in doing stuff for something that we really don't want to do? We'd much rather be in person. We'd much rather, have a professor in front of us. So what do we do when we're kind of forced to be online behind a computer screen? So one thing that Anna and I have talked about is really it's important with your mindset. So looking at the pros and not dwelling on the cons. Obviously, no matter what route you go, you're going to have cons with whatever it is. But really focusing in on the pros. There's a ton of advantages, so take that and run with it. Like, there's so many times when I was in school, I did not want to get up. I did not want to have to walk onto campus. Y'all get to stay in your PJs. You can just sit at your desk and pet your dog, or just stop and take a 10-minute break to go get food. I was stuck in a class for an hour and 45 minutes some days, so take advantage of it. Try to look at the positives. Not only can you stay in your PJs, it's just kind of like we said, there's more flexibility. Maybe you are fortunate enough and you can have a job while you're in school. If you're able to balance both of those things, instead of doing your classes all in the morning, maybe you're at work and you can do it all in the afternoon. So there's so much flexibility with it in the workplace.
So another advantage of being online or completely virtual is being able to choose your workplace. So instead of having to come into a classroom where you can't choose the temperature, you have to, look decent, be decent, you can literally choose what works best for you. So do you work best in complete silence? Some people do. Some people like a little bit of noise and distraction. So you can choose Starbucks. You can choose to be in your bedroom, in your bed, at your desk, whatever that looks like for you, you get to choose that. So I think that's a really cool part about getting to do online.
Yeah.
Another important thing that we both learned from is it is almost near impossible to get anything done unless you put away your phone.
Yeah.
So turn on airplane mode, turn off iMessage on your MacBook, or
That's a big one.
you're going to find yourself on Instagram really, really quick. So that is very, very important that you have the discipline enough to be able to put that aside.
Yeah, and also on the topic of being disciplined, so you need to create a routine and stick to it because you have all this flexibility, and that's great. That's one of the pros that we talked about, but another downside of it is if you don't have a routine, it can be very easy to just slip into this routine of
Or just being
chaos
lazy.
or just being lazy.
Yeah.
So you need to make sure that you have a routine and you're sticking to it to make sure that you're getting everything on your to-do list done.
So a way that you can make sure you're staying on top of things, not getting lazy or behind, is to make sure you have an accountability partner.
Mm-hmm.
So that looks different for everyone, but one thing that we've both found helpful is making sure that we find a buddy that is in the same classes that we
Absolutely.
are, having the same end goal, and just reaching out to them, whether that is through email, if it's a college class completely online, maybe you already know someone at your school right now who's, going down the same pathway, and just forming that relationship with them where you can say, like, hey, this is my goal, this is what I plan to do, can you, hold me to that, and then vice versa.
Yeah, and also, sorry.
Go ahead.
Yeah. And also same with finding an accountability partner in the same major. If you're in the same major, in the same classes, you both have a test on the same day. Go to the library together, study, or, have those study buddies that you can focus on your end goal, study for that test. They all know the curriculum. If you're struggling in one area, hopefully they can help you and vice versa. So that's the major perk of looking into, same major friends, and then study buddies is kind of like all in one. So it's a journey that you're all going to be taking together. So you need to find your village and, really push through together.
Yeah, and it does help because, regardless of what you major in college or you decide to do as a career, there's going to be hiccups. It's going to be times where it just straight up is not fun. But to have someone you can vent to and you can just be like, look, I'm so tired of this, and they can remind you, hey, this is what we're planning to do. This is the reason we're doing what we're doing, and that can help you just get back on track. So those people are very, very important. And then to have someone older than you that's accountability partner. So maybe that is a parent. Maybe it's a grandparent, maybe it's just a family friend, or maybe it's a teacher you had in high school that you just reach out to and hey, this is what I'm doing. I know I want to be a teacher. I know I'm called to that. Do you mind if I just reach out to you occasionally and you just kind of mentor me? I mean, I guarantee most of them will say, absolutely, I would love that. So that would be very cool to do as well.
Yeah, and asking for help, whether it's that, that mentor you're looking for, asking for help from them, or just guidance. Also, asking for help on this topic, you need to know your professors, whether it's online course or in-person course. Go to them for help. That's what they're there for. That's what they're getting paid for. So go to their office hours. If you're not going to their office hours, somebody is. And I can guarantee the ones who go to their office hours, those are the ones that they know the students who care. If you go to office hours and you're teetering on getting a A or a B, I noticed once you go to office hours, they just tend to get the A's. Mm-hmm. So use that. Take advantage of it. Whether it's a Zoom meeting, if it is an online course, or just calling them, these teachers are teaching you to be educators. So y'all know what to do. Just make sure that you're utilizing it.
Yeah, and one thing, too, that we want to make sure that we voice, and hopefully this doesn't come across harsh, and we are focusing mostly on the virtual and online side of things, just because, that is what we're living in right now, and it looks like it's not going away, like we said, and that's usually where most people start to struggle. It's a lot easier to show up when someone's waiting on you there at 8 o'clock in the morning, and you're going to be counted absent, but to kind of have to show up on your own is when it gets really tough. So that's why we're harping on that. But one thing that, after both of us going through high school and college and being an educator ourselves, we noticed that literally the system is there to help you succeed. Mm-hmm. If you are failing, if you are really, really, really struggling, borderline, I don't know if I can do this, then honestly at that point I would look at yourself and say, how much am I really trying? Because there are so many resources in place for you to literally keep you from not failing. There's tutors you can hire in your community, but there's also tons of free tutors offered to you at your campus for free. You can meet with them, schedule appointments, and it's going to be completely free. There's people in the library you can ask for help with. Even if you go to your professor during office hours and say, hey, I need a little extra help, they're more than likely going to sit there and help you. So make sure that if you're struggling, like, there's nothing wrong with that. I think if you're going to college, everyone's going to have struggles.
Yeah.
Like, that's part of it. Like,
you just have to want it. How bad do you want it? And so something that me and Bailey actually live by is there's no shame in struggling, but there is shame in not trying at all. So honestly, like, as long as y'all know what you're gifted at, you know what you want to do, you know what's at the end of that tunnel. So as long as you're trying, there's nothing to be ashamed by.
Okay, so to sum up all of this, basically set small attainable goals. And this is a lot easier to do when you have people doing it with you. Mm-hmm. So like we had talked about, find accountability partners, 1, 2, 3, as many as you think that you need. Mm-hmm. Find what works for you. What is going to be your routine? Are you going to be disciplined? And find people that's going to help you be disciplined. Show me your friends and I'll show you your future. Mm-hmm. Like, make sure you're around people who are working towards the same things that you are. And obviously, if you're watching this, you plan to be an educator, which by now you all probably know that that is a calling. It's not just some career or job people get because they think it's going to be great. Yeah. Summers off are nice, but that's not worth all of the entire year of work that you put in. It is a gift and it is a calling. And so if you're getting into this, obviously you know that you're about to invest in so many lives that are going to impact the future forever. And so anytime you start to feel unmotivated or just like you're just tired of it and want to give up, remind yourself of why you're starting. Remind yourself of the end goal. What are you trying to accomplish? Like, remind yourself that this isn't just about you and 4 years of education. This is about all the countless kids who are going to have kids, that you're going to be able to impact. When you think about it that way, it's really cool and it's really easy to just keep going because it's a lot bigger than just yourself. So we have a really cool video that we are going to put on the screen for you guys, and we hope that you like it as much as we do.
Bye!
Your gift is very simple to know. You don't have to go anywhere to discover it. It's not in the water. It's not on a mountaintop. It ain't hid under a rock. Now, this is how you know you're not living in your gift. If when the alarm clock goes off in the morning and you ain't happy about it, you ain't doing what you want to do. If your job makes you sick to go to, if you're unhappy with waking up to go to where you got to go, it's because you ain't living in your gift. What burns in your heart is important for you to pay attention to because it never goes away. That's why people wake up in a rut. See, you hate waking up because you waking up and you don't know the reason. You waking up and you don't have no design in mind. Once you live in your purpose, when you discover your gift, you can't wait to wake up. Please understand, pay very close attention to the thing that makes you happy. All of you are gifted at something. The problem is, you keep wanting your gift to be what somebody else's gift is. Identify your own gift because you already have it. Here's the way you identify your gift. Your gift is the thing that you do the absolute best with the least amount of effort. If you fry chicken better than everybody you know, you ought to be somewhere frying chicken. People make millions of dollars frying chicken. Popeyes, Kentucky Fried Chicken, El Pollo Loco. All they doing is making chicken. They just found a way to do it. Somebody just started making chicken. You know the story of Marie Callender's? Do you know what this woman did, man? She worked for a diner, a greasy spoon diner that was going out of business. It was her only job. She was a single mother. It was her only job. She needed that job, but the diner was going to close. So she went to the owner of the diner and said, let me bake one of my pies. People like my pies, and see if I can help you make a little money. He said, whatever, bring it in. She bought one pie in. They sold every slice. The next day, the people came in and asked for the pie. She had to go home and make another pie. The next day, so many people asked for the pie, she had to make 4 pies. Then people started saying, can I buy my own pie? She made so many pies at this store that she eventually saved her money and put a commercial oven in her house. Now, she done made so many pies, the dude's shop, he ain't selling hamburgers no more. All he's selling is them damn pies. That's how Marie Callender got started. Marie Callender now has over 120 restaurants. You can't go to no frozen food section without seeing Marie Callender in there. You know what she started with? A pie. One pie. Your gift will make room for you. Now, what is your gift? It's the thing that you do the absolute best with the least amount of effort. That's your gift. Quit running away from the gift. Your gift will make room for you. Stop trying to be something you ain't gifted at. Maybe you here because you need to hear this here. Maybe you here because you need to dust off your dreams. Maybe you need to explore your imagination. Maybe you just need to identify your gift so you can quit tripping in your own life, trying to figure out what you can do. Some people are born to be teachers, caregivers, nurses, babysitters. Those are gifts, you know what I mean? If you're living in your gift, you're cool. It's just if you ain't. You do anything else, when that alarm clock go off in the morning, you ain't gonna like it. I would hate to die and never do the thing I was born to do. You should look into that before you mess around and check out of here.